Hey everybody, we're gonna make something simple but delicious today, and that is tomato soup. Not just tomato soup, but vegan tomato soup. So what? Tomato soup is vegan already? Not necessarily, because I'm making creamy vegan tomato soup, and I'm using plant milk instead of water. So what? Why didn't I say creamy in the first place? Quit causing trouble. Anyway, let's get cooking. Now, when I was doing research on how to make tomato soup, I saw a lot of suggestions to use tomato sauce, and I don't really think that's necessary. So what I'll use instead are my crushed tomatoes and a little bit of this. Tomato paste is something that I have never purchased before earlier than making this, but my mother has told me that that would be a good addition to tomato soup, and my mother is usually right. Now then, milk, tomatoes, paste, and seasonings. Okay, now we get to, as I was saying, okay, now we get to enjoy our delicious tomato soup. That is some delicious, where'd it go? That is some delicious hearty soup. And it seems like it's pretty simple, but this is another one of those situations where it's what I call a lucky recipe, because as I was making it, it looked like it wasn't going to work. I was looking at the color at first and I'm like, that's not red enough for tomato soup. But indeed it did work. And that's going to do it. Yeah. That didn't take very long, did it? Maybe I should make something to go with it. Maybe a sandwich I could dip into. Hey, how about a panini? You know, those pressed sandwiches? Yeah, let's do that. Let's make a cheeseburger panini. So by now you're already familiar, of course, of how I make burgers and grilled sandwiches, but something here is going to be a little bit different. Like I said before, a panini is a pressed sandwich, and this clearly is not a pressed sandwich. Oh, you'll notice there's butter right here. It's supposed to be, but there is no butter on the bottom. I don't want to lift it because I don't want to mess up the sandwich. And the reason is, well, it's like this. If you watch a lot of food travelogue shows, you'll notice that people who prepare paninis and other kinds of pressed sandwiches, they don't use sandwich presses or even contact grills. A lot of people I've noticed are using like landscaping bricks, but the thing is, most people don't happen to have landscaping bricks laying around. So what I like to do is I grease up one of my old 10-pound weight plates and... What do you mean I don't look like I lift weights? I lift weights twice a day. Well, actually, I lift weights once a day, and the other part of the day, I do Pilates and stretches and push-ups. We're going off topic. Anyway, what we're going to do here is we're going to grill the sandwich like we usually do, but the reason why there's only butter on top is we're going to put this side down, but then we're going to have to babysit the sandwich this time. And what I mean is actually standing there and pressing the sandwich down with the weight the entire time. Here's the thing. 2 to 3 minutes rather, isn't really a long time for something to cook. But when you're just standing there doing it, it may seem like an eternity. But trust me, it is worth it. And a simple trick is to remove the sandwich from the heat and then adding the butter on the other side. And then you can put this side down, of course, and cook it for another 2 to 3 minutes. And you don't even need a babysitter this time. And that's the way you do it. What? Yeah, I know I said I was going to dip it into the soup, but before you do that, you have to make sure the sandwich tastes right on its own. That was delicious on its own. Hold on. Sorry it took too large of a bite again. Anyway, that is delicious on its own. But now let's dip it into the soup. Man, if only I had 3 hands. I don't care about your third hand. I'm not sure whether the soup made the sandwich better or if the sandwich made the soup better. But they are both delicious. Now, that's going to do it. And you know by now where to find the recipes. Thanks for being with me. I'll see you again soon. And you remember that song Positive K, I Got a Man? You know, the woman said, "You just feed me soup." Well, guess what? Now, I can feed you soup. You don't get it. Well, see, it's because, well, see, that was a song from the early 90s, and she said, actually, I'm not sure I get it either because, well, I mean, it was back and forth that, I'll see you again soon. What does feeding me soup mean anyway? I mean, almost 20 years later.